Welcome, Aquarius, to your March 1st through the 15th reading. Hope you guys are doing great out there, starting this new month up, starting it out with this big portal, right? Not only do we have the new moon in Pisces, but we also have the 228 portal that is going strong until March 2nd. Okay, so I am doing these a little early. I am doing them on the portal of 228, right? So, yes. Okay, so the energy that I'm coming out over here for you, Aquarius, I'm feeling like there's some energy of you stepping back from someone. They may feel like you have gone silent. They feel like maybe you're a little secretive because you're stepping back away from them. Do have the Five of Wands over here popping out. Just a little bit of attention, some tension going on within the situation. Could be dealing with a Leo, don't have to be. Do you feel like you're stepping back? You've observed this relationship, whether this is platonic or love, for quite a while. For some of you, it is definitely love. And it looks like you're just trying to keep yourself emotionally balanced. With these portals that we have going on over here, it is going to cause quite the emotional imbalance. You know, we have the 7 planets that have aligned. If you guys haven't watched that short yet, I do have that short up. And I also have the new moon live reading up as well, where I did every sign, okay, all 12 signs. But it's definitely talking about this, you know, where you're finding your balance, where you're trying to support yourself, feeling like something is unclear. I just keep seeing that something is very unclear when it comes to this person. Maybe you don't trust them fully, so you're stepping back from this situation. And grab some of these, what are these called? The Sacred Soul cards. Love them. You don't use them very often. See what they have to say about this situation, since we're talking about soul connections. We're talking about digging deep, right? Let's see. Give me a couple of cards. Tell me what's going on over here. Why are they feeling this way? Give me a card here. Avoidance. Yep. There's that stepping back. Avoidance. It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, also to overcome it and thrive. So I do feel like there's something very uncomfortable going on when it comes to this situation. I do feel like for a lot of you, this could be a love situation for sure, a boyfriend-girlfriend scenario. It does feel like you just don't trust this person. You might not be being secretive, but they do feel like maybe you are being secretive, right? Kind of interesting. But it feels like you're kind of in protection mode. There is no trust here. Disconnected is your next card coming out. Disengaging from the present moment hinders genuine connections. But I feel like, you know, it's just that I'm disconnecting because of the trust. There's something going on here, guys. Definitely in a protection mode. I do feel like for some of you, they may have also disconnected from you, and so you're just kind of turning the tables on them. Remember, guys, take what resonates, what doesn't, throw it away. But I do feel like they have maybe they were avoiding you there for a while, and you've just kind of turned the tables, and they just haven't seen this yet, and they don't like your silence. Anger, that volcano. Your expectations are not met, creating frustration. Express them in a healthy way. So I do feel like that's where you're coming from. You're trying to balance yourself out because of this frustration. It doesn't have to be anger so much, but it is a frustration. Maybe they are frustrating you. You know, if they've closed the door on you and then, you know, and you feel like maybe they have secrets, they didn't expect you to do the same to them. And so now it's them overthinking. Look at that. They're overthinking a process. They're trying to analyze every possible outcome, but they're becoming, as I love this, it says they're becoming paralyzed by the indecision. They don't know what you're doing. So they're trying to control the situation. So they have this deep-seated fear of losing power or feeling vulnerable or a false sense of security. They just don't understand what you're doing. They have the thirst for truth. They want you to come tell your truth. Why are you being so secretive? Why are you hiding behind, you know, the locked doors? You know, why have you gone quiet? Yeah. Let's see why. Well, we kind of know why, I think, for a lot of it. A lot of you are actually just going to focus on what's important to you, and you're not feeling like they're coming in as passionate. Some of you may even found somebody who's more passionate towards you, somebody who wants to offer you what it is you truly want. Others of you are just working towards your financial opportunities and finding that passion within yourself. It's almost like you may have even taken, a impulsive step forward. Some of you may have even closed down your social medias platforms. Maybe not all of them, right? But some of them, for some of you. And this is because you're in quiet mode. You're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I'm expressing my being alone time. I'm like expressing my being alone time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because that's really kind of like what you're expressing. You're kind of throwing it out there like, leave me alone. I'm in alone time. So it's still an expression, isn't it? I just feel like with all these emotions that are going all over the place, they can't seem to keep themselves emotionally balanced. And this seems to be the only way that you're going to be able to do so. Some of you may have water in your chart, you know, a lot of water. Some of you may have some Virgo in your chart. Doesn't have to. Maybe Scorpio, however, that's still water. But I'm just saying the whole thing is that more than anything, you're just taking this introspective. You're looking at what's needed. I don't feel like you feel like they can give you what you want them to give you. Maybe you don't even feel like they're committed to you. If they keep doing swing doors, closing the door on you and then coming back to see how you are. Ooh, could be some stalker behavior as well. Why do you close down your social media? Why are you hiding out? How come you haven't answered my texts? How come this? How come that? All these worries. There's that control issue, feeling like they're losing control of the situation. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're just doing your own self-care. And like I said, looking after things that, matter more to you. There's an imbalance in this relationship, and I just feel like they only want to give when they feel they want to give, but there's no real true commitment. It's more of a power struggle for some of you. Yeah. You could feel like this person's also kind of a destructive person. Maybe they put themselves out there and doing destructive activity, and you don't want to be a part of it. Maybe they need some healing, but they don't know how, don't know that they want to, won't admit to it. How about that one? Admittance is a big one, isn't it? I mean, at least you could say, you know what, maybe I need to go heal, but they're not going to admit that they need to go heal. You see what I'm saying? So maybe they're carrying a lot of baggage around and then trying to force feed it to you. That would be force feeding you senses of insecurities and showing you not just vulnerabilities, but their insecure side. I feel like for some of you, you feel like you might be with a very dangerous person, a person that can just lose control like a tornado over here at any given moment. And that's where the destruction is coming from. They're more destructive than you realize. You're after your own personal values. You could feel like they're wearing rose-colored glasses at this time, sitting in a fantasy land or some kind of illusion, and you're not going to be in this illusional land, or caught in their web. I want to say caught in their web. For some of you, I feel like you feel like this is a spider web that you're not going to be caught in anymore. So you're pulling yourself out of the, what you might feel a game, right? Pulling yourself out of the web, pulling yourself out of the game. Difficult decision, weighing down options, and avoiding. There it is again, avoidance next to the avoidance. So avoiding them at all costs. Because I do feel like you are a little blindfolded from what is really going on. As you're trying to keep the still water out over here, it just feels like their emotions are all over the place, so you're avoiding them at this time. A lot of you, this person is very volatile when they want to be volatile, so you're not going to deal with it anymore. Like I felt like in the very beginning of the reading that you're observing their behaviors. It's like the more we spend time to each other, I notice, they may have this like split emotional, right? And the more the time goes on, I mean, like I said, these portals being high, emotions are high, intelligence is low, and you might be noticing, hey, you know what? They're really taking that on even more so. So I really have to protect my energy, protect myself. Don't be triggered by this person stepping on your feet, just stepping on you personally. But now it just feels like they're making, kind of like these accusations in some ways that you're being very secretive. Right? Why are you so secretive? I don't feel like that's that, though. It's more like I'm going to do what I want to do. You might feel like you're trapped. And, I'm sorry, guys, you're an Aquarius. Aquarius does not want to feel like they're trapped. You like the freedom. You like to feel like, you're creating what you want to create. You're going where you want to go. You're a free bird. Okay? So, therefore, if you feel like you're trapped, Leo's the same way. So if you feel like you're trapped, you're going to have this issue, right, of wanting to get up and run, right? You guys, and Sag is the same way in a lot of ways as well. They have that adventurous side. So, but you definitely do not want to feel like you are getting yourself into something that you don't feel you have control of. Absolutely not. If I can't be free to be who I want to be free to go where I want to go, be free to say, what I need to say, tell my truths, do what I do, stand on my own. So I do feel like you are going to be definitely in, it shows you're in the King of Cups mode right now, but I also feel like you're taking on a lot of King of Swords because you're really head over heart right now. You're really in your mind, but you're trying to keep your emotions open and you're keeping your heart open where your heart needs to be open. Does that make sense? Absolutely. You're saying, I'm giving my heart to myself and to things that I cherish. That's why I'm closing this door on you. And you'll see my head over heart. You're going to see my logical thinking, but I'm not going to give you my heart right now. Because I'm there, look, with the Two of Swords, she's protecting her heart. Literally, that's what you're doing. You're protecting your heart right now. If they don't like your silence, and that you've backed away and closed that door, I don't feel like you're really worried about it. The only thing you're worried about right now, Aquarius, is why they keep bugging. Or why they keep making accusations. Why they keep stalking. This is because of the loss and isolation. They don't know what to do. I'm telling you, this person is kind of an emotional wreck right now. They said that there's no closure, that they're still strings. So they're trying to tell you, you can't move on from me because we have strings attached. I've already put my strings on you. But you're going to cut those strings. You're like, I'm not your puppet. Oh my gosh, I just totally had Pinocchio in my head. No strings on me. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. The puppet master. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's crazy. Yeah, literally. Literally the puppet master over here. He or she's put strings on you. But you might know that, and I feel like that maybe that's why some of you close down your social media accounts, because you feel they have these strings on you. You see this obsessive side that's toxic. And maybe they're showing you ever since you've stepped back how toxic they really are, how obsessive they really are, how manipulative they may be, or just how insecure they are. Even sometimes when we're insecure, right, they can show manipulation. They might not realize it, but it is. It's emotional manipulation now, right? And that's where it's coming out. But you're going to start seeing, their imbalances. So yeah, I do feel like they might see you as cold and bitchy, when they come back. Be like, Aquarius is really cold, but that's because you're in this cold shoulder mode. They could say you're being a real biatch, right? And you're like, no, actually I'm not, right? They're like, you're bitter. And it's like, no, And if you wanted to say you are, then that's fine. But the majority, it's not really like that, though. That's not really what this is about. This is about, I see what you're doing. That's a huge difference between me just being a bitch. Right? It's like, fine, if you want to say I'm in bitch mode, fine, I'm in bitch mode. Fuck it, right? Because I'm giving you my sword anyway, so screw it, right? You want to say I'm an a-hole, fine, I'm an a-hole, right, guys? This is for my men out there, right? She keeps telling me I'm this, but that's not it. I'm balancing myself. I see the truth. And I'm stepping away from that before you get your claws in me. And the more that they're feeling down, and the more they're feeling depressed, and the more they're feeling this overwhelming emotions, the more you're setting firm beliefs and protecting yourself and finding your freedom. I love that. You're saying you're not going to put me in the Eight of Swords. You're not going to put me in my head. Yeah, you caused me a little confusion. But see, I already was observing this behavior. I've kind of learned through life what to look for, the red flags for a lot of you. And this is just a red flag syndrome. And I'm not going back down. For some of you, it's like, I'm not going back down that road again. I'm pulling out before it's too late, before it gets crazy. The crazy thing is that, if you guys have only been dating, for some of you, this is really short term. Really short term. Like, this has only been through February, right? Maybe January. But through that time, you've learned. If you know it's more than that, that's fine. But for those of you who have been in this short-term relationship, you've learned about this route so fast. It was like their red flags were so quick. It was that one downfall that said, it's okay, we'll try it again. I understand you had a rough day. I understand. But then it just got to the point where they could be very jealous about who you're talking to. They're smothering you. And now that you've taken a step back, they're smothering you more, trying to. But you could have seen all of that. And so you're like, whoa, you don't have, for some of you, I'm so sorry. I hate to say things like that, but you might feel like they don't have a backbone. I keep hearing the word squid. Worm, right? So you could even say so. You don't have a backbone. I want a person who has a backbone. Because when life gets tough and you just roll over and want to die on everybody, and then you want to hide out on me, or whatever it is that's going on, that's for some of you. For some of you, this might even be I feel like for some of you, you're like kind of testing them. If I close this door on them, how are they going to react? Well, I don't like the way they're reacting. For some of you, you were really worried because it felt like maybe they were trying, maybe you didn't know where they were, and they were always hiding out in the shadows. So how do you know that they weren't cheating? So, yeah. So let's see what they have to say about you. We know about these cards. Those of you who have been subscribed in here a long time, we are using the In the Shadows. For those of you who are new, these cards are a little crazy. So don't kill the reader, kill the cards. My son bought these for me, so you know what? He always wants to buy me the craziest card. In fact, he buys all these really cool decks, right? He's like, I don't see those. Okay, so this is what they're saying to you. Ready? You'll know when it's yours. You'll feel it. Use that discernment. I wish you would come back. That's for everybody, you know that. I know I made a mistake. I know you're watching me. I actually feel like that's what you're saying at the bottom of the deck here. I know you're watching. I'm going to give that one to you guys. I feel like that. I'm going to give it to you, Aquarius. I know you're watching me because I see stalker behavior. I don't think you're watching them. Now, look, cross watchers, you could say Aquarius is watching me. That's fine. So, like I said, take it as it resonates, but I feel like that's for you. I know I know. Oh, that's creepy. This one says, I know you're watching me. You know they're watching you. Okay, so, but then it says, because you're so easy to see through. Guys, close your windows. Close your curtains. I don't know. That seems very stalkery, very creepy, because you're so easy to see through. That makes me feel like, and I know what it means, and but what I'm really seeing out of that, and I know that they're trying to say, you're easy. I can tell by your emotions. I can, yes, but I also getting this creepy stalking thing where it's like, if you're at work and you're a waitress, I can see you through the window watching. When you're at home, guys, close your curtains, your blinds, because I can see you. You're easy to see through. I don't know. That's really creepy. Why do I always have these creepy thoughts? Because life is creepy. I don't really know you. I think that's another one of those ones that, wow, that's creepy. So it's like, okay, you're watching. I know you're watching me. And then Aquarius, like, I don't really know you, but I know you're watching me, and then they're saying back to you, but you're so easy to see through. Don't tell me that I can give you your hair stand up on your arms. Okay, here they go again. Ready? I pretend that I don't care. Really? You pretend that you don't care, even though sometimes I hear your voice, and I wish you would come back, and I know I made a mistake, and you're easy to watch through the window. Or the window. Oh my gosh, the window. That could also be online. The window. And maybe that's why you guys closed down your social medias. This is very stalkery for some of you. And you're saying it's because I don't trust you. But it's kind of crazy because I feel like it goes both ways. Because I feel like once that table turned and you shut that door on them because you didn't trust them fully, now that they don't like your silence, they're watching you and stalking you, and they're like, and I don't trust you. So I feel like that's going both ways. Okay. Wow. So let's get some Romeo and Juliet cards and wrap this up. That was crazy. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. No way, guys. What are you dealing with? The majority of you, what are you dealing with? You know you're dealing with something that you shouldn't be dealing with. That definitely is feeling like you are in that spider web. Because this one's the apothecary. And this is for sin cunning, the dark side of a human. A person who has a very dark side. It's almost like when you shut the door on them, you're going to see this, but you're going to see this even, I think for some of you, you've seen that dark side. That's why you shut the door too. It's crazy because they're saying you're being so secretive and you're like, I don't know, you're pretty secretive in your little labyrinth over here, like your little cave. I don't know. This is just getting darker and darker. Wrong decision, incorrect direction. They're saying, Spirit is saying, nope, that's the dark deal. Get away. Save yourself, go away. Fear, concerns, worries, and risks. Okay. Social events. Establish, contact, invitation, fellowship. And there it is, that social events, the social media. Like where they're trying to get your attention through social media, social events. It's telling you protect yourself. Loss of freedom. What did I say? You might feel like you were losing your freedom. And revenge. Punishment, compensation, counterattack. This person's a very revengeful person. They're not as trustworthy and caring as they were showing themselves to be in the very beginning. And I think that was the red flag. I'm sorry, it's in reverse and I'm keeping it there because it makes sense. Yeah, I think that, when it really came down to it, I think what really made you step back in the end was, for some of you, I think you approach this person if they were acting weird, seeing that they were acting weird. Maybe they had said something that made you understand their way of thinking. You closed the door on that. I don't think that so much that you told them. I don't think for a lot of you, I mean, maybe you did, but I think a lot of it's just you cold shouldered them. It was easier because you've seen this. I think for a lot of you, you've seen this dark side in the dark side. That's why you have the tornado. Okay, guys. But it's kind of crazy because I also think that there's this for some of you. I just have to say it. I think there's this side of them that's very loving, but when they don't get their way, that insecurity comes out, and then it like forces that tornado out, that dark side out. I don't know. Okay, guys. Pretty crazy. Okay, guys, protect yourself. Till next time. Peace and love. Bye bye.